Second chapter addresses the audience and criticism. As we said, theater cannot exist without an audience. And the interesting thing about it is the response of the audience is most important. It's curious because a playwright might have something, one specific thing in mind, one message that he wants to communicate to the audience through his play. But when the audience receives the play, when the audience experiences the play, there's no telling what they're going to receive from it. But watching a play is very different from watching a television show or a movie. You have to work a little harder. Just think about the process of going to the theater. You have to make the decision to go. You have to make a reservation for the performance that you want to attend. You have to go to the theater, go to the box office, get your ticket, give your ticket to an usher who will give you a program or a playbill and lead you to your seat. While you're sitting there waiting for the play to start, you're going to look through the program and you're going to see a cast of actors. You're going to see a scene breakdown that tells you we have two acts in this play and there will be a 15-minute intermission. You will have character bios. It gives you some information about the actors playing these specific characters. You take all of that in, and then the lights come up and you start watching the play. We only have 2 hours to tell you a story. So it's important that you watch and you pay attention to what's going on. It's active. You have to be a part of the action of this play to truly enjoy it. So, who is the audience? It's anybody, really. However, in this country, the typical or the demographic for the theater going audience in this country is female, white, and over 50. These are the people who go to theater most. And when we consider that, we have to consider what is going to appeal to this audience. If we are working in a theater company that depends on the audience for survival, then we are going to want to produce plays that entertain that demographic, that appeals to that group of people. However, you cannot limit yourself. So we have to consider everyone and consider that our audience might actually enjoy something that challenges them, that makes them think and want to experience other theater, for example. We are all critics. Consider it. If you go to see a play or if you go to see a movie, let's start with a movie. If you go to see a movie, you're going to walk out of the theater with an opinion about that movie and you are going to express it. If someone asks you what you thought of the movie, you will tell them, right? We can't, and you will point out elements of the movie that you had issue with, the acting, the if it's action, you're going to criticize the action. Was it effective? Did you believe it? um, any type of movie is going to we are going to respond to. Theater is the same way. It's just that what we are looking for or what we are experiencing is different. And you are challenged this semester with attending a performance and writing a critical response. Your text says that theater critics should be concerned with three things: understanding, effectiveness, and ultimate worth. Understanding is clarity. Do I understand what is being presented on stage? Do I understand the play? Do I understand why the director chose something or placed the way the story is told? Is it clear? Effectiveness. Effectiveness speaks to the way the production is put together, the elements of production. This is the acting, the staging, the costuming, the lighting, all of that working together. Does that actually create a good production? In some cases, there are elements of a production that sometimes fight against each other. The set is too big and too ornate, too decorated, and it overpowers the actors. Um, Perhaps the music is extremely difficult and maybe out of the capabilities of the cast. So they are challenged by it. Um, Maybe the costumes overwhelm the actors, or the costumes fall short. They don't actually fit the story. Finally, ultimate worth. Was the performance worth the cost of admission? Was the performance, the production, worth the amount of time, energy, and money that went into the making of it? You are able to make that judgment. And hopefully, after we go through this course, you will see, you will be able to identify those aspects of the production that really impressed you and made you accept this performance as an outstanding performance. Or you will be able to identify what did not meet or satisfy the challenge of the production. Um, Perhaps the sound did not work well. You weren't able to hear it. Or in some cases, maybe the sound was just too much. It was overwhelming. Maybe the band is too loud and overpowers the singers. Technical things that make experiencing the performance difficult or unenjoyable. Understanding, effectiveness, and ultimate worth. Now, I want to say something. You're going to be attending a play at some point during these 8 weeks, and I just want to say, prepare yourself for the experience. If it's a play that you've never heard of, and because your goal is to write a critical response of the performance, you need to know a little bit about the play, the playwright. I am going to see whatever. Find out who wrote the play. Find out what else they wrote. You can find a summary of the plot of the play online. Just Google it. You will find it. This way, you are aware of what you're walking into, and you have an expectation, which is not a bad thing to have. Now, most times we go to the theater without knowing what we're going to see. We have no idea. It happens to me all the time. I go to the theater, I have no idea what the play is about. Maybe I know the playwright, but I don't know the play. So my experience is fresh, it's new, and I accept it as what it is. But for your purposes, it's important to know a little bit about what you're about to see. That way, you'll be able to make a more informed criticism of the play. I'll be back.